I thought it was really good to be able to see so many guys get involved. Like the way we started out, and then I like the way we finished the game. Being able to run the football the way that the guys did, I thought Stetson had great command. I thought our defense made plays early. I like the way that Josiah Stewart was able to get to the quarterback. What a great play by Cam Lampkin. I thought the coaches did a great job being able to get those guys ready to go. Greg Williams, awesome job on the defense calling the game tonight. I thought the communication from the coaches to the players was on display. I thought Mike did a great job being able to mix it offensively, working in collaboration with the coaches, and Chase and Ben had special teams ready to go. So a lot of cool stuff. I thought our runners ran really hard. They leveled their pads off. Blake job was awesome to see Cody Schrader when we ended up really being able to get off a couple chunk runs in a row right there, and he was seeing the ball, he was seeing the field really well, and I thought our guys were getting good removal, and I thought Stetson did an excellent job being able to distribute the field. Saw things well. I thought we got in and out of the huddle, and so I'm really happy for a lot of guys making plays tonight, and it was cool to see how excited their teammates were for him as well. It was awesome. He looked good. He threw the ball really well. There was no limitations in terms of the types of throws, deep, intermediate, short. We were moving the launch point, and he felt really good. And so we're looking forward to progressing him back into practice on Monday. But it was a good step in the right direction. I don't know. I that's something that you'd have to talk to him about.
You know, sorry, that's okay. Just how many passes did he throw? Did you guys chart?
You know what? What would you guess, Gary?
I don't know.
He got around 60 or 60 to maybe. I think it was 68 throws. Right? Is what I would think. All right. How's that? I love you, man. No, it was 60 plus though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach. What was your impression of the wide receivers?
I thought they did a great job. I think Coach Yarbs, Nate Shieldhouse, Rob Calabrese, they do such a good job of getting these guys ready to go. I love the catch that Mumfield made before we brought him out, on the tip ball and the seam. It was a great throw, great play by him. I thought Brendan Presley made some plays. Thought guys blocked. It was cool to see Covey catch the corner route. So I was really pleased with the receivers overall. They did a nice job.
Coach, you talked about Stetson Bennett as far as just his maturation
Sure.
throughout the course of time, and you guys building that chemistry and really learning. What's some of the things that you recall that you talking with him about to get him to this point that really you felt really stuck with him?
I wouldn't say anything for me other than just the consistency of how he's approached each day. I give Dave Ragone a ton of credit. Their relationship is pretty special, and Dave does a great job of being able to develop really special relationships with all of his quarterbacks. From the time he's been coaching them, I think there's a really cool rapport that those guys have with each other, because Dave, having played the position, really understands it from a player and a coaching lens, and it's not a mistake why guys play their best when he's leading the way for that room. But Stetson was awesome, and really I think the amount of reps that he's able to that he's been able to get, whether you go through the spring or really especially in training camp, if there is one positive from Matthew not being there, it's that both Jimmy and Stetson have been able to get some reps. Now we're really glad that Matthew's going to be back doing his thing, but the overall command, I thought he got through some progressions really well today. He hits Drake Stoops on the backside end cut, seeing the field really well. Even just being able to hit Brendan Presley on that corner on the keeper down in the tight red area. Did a great job of executing on the 3rd and 1, hitting the little, skate route off the boot. So he was awesome, and I loved how he responded after. It was a hell of a pick that they made when we tried to push the ball down the field, but he was awesome, and he was totally present, and loved what I saw from him.
Coach, you mentioned the removal along the offensive line.
Yeah.
There are two guys in particular that I want to ask about, Bo Limmer and Justin Dedich.
Yep.
The versatility and depth that they bring to the offensive line room. What did you see from them? And then conversely, Chris Paul Jr. Was really flying to the ball.
Yeah.
Talk to me about his game as well.
Yeah, so I think the first part of your question, I think Justin and Bo did an excellent job. And being able to both play center and guard spots, Ryan Lindell does a great job being able to move them around. These are guys that played a lot of valuable snaps for us last year, and they're going into their second year. You've seen growth, you've seen maturation. Both these guys have a physical style to their play and a toughness. They're smart players that understand leverage and angles. So I thought they were key and critical factors today. With a lot of good things that we were able to do, and Ryan's leadership has been outstanding, as well as Zach Cromer, Brian Allen, and Coach Munchak when he's been around. And so that's been awesome to see those guys. And then it's been great to get Pooh back out there. He's a run and hit type of guy. I thought you felt his presence, you felt his range out there. He missed a little bit of time with a soft tissue injury, but it was awesome to be able to get him going today. And he's got a good game day demeanor. I was pleased with what I saw from him.
Where did you guys see that kicking KT
in terms of just him in general. Really, you know, we kind of have bounced him back and forth between guard and tackle just based on the nature of some depth and some of the numbers that we have. Felt like that was going to be the best opportunity to be able to allow him to have a successful outcome, and it looked like he did some really good things there, Adam. But it was really, you know, we've kind of been moving and matching guys around, but all right, let's start to see if tackle is one of those spots. He is a guy that can play guard, but just based on kind of the totality of what that room looks like right now.
Couple more guys.
It'll just be individual on Monday with him, and unfortunately, we'll have to cancel that practice with the Chargers. I think they're a little bit banged up. Talked to Coach Harbaugh, and you know, so bummer that that we weren't able to get that done. But I totally understand, and you know, we'll figure out a way to get great work against ourselves.
It looked like Josh Ross was playing a little safety today. Is
Yeah.
that something that you were just trying out, or do you consider like
Josh is so versatile. You know, I mean, you look at it, and Josh, he played corner, he played star. I'll come to you, Gary. I'll make sure I get your question. But Josh is really versatile. He's got a lot of ability to be able to play in a lot of spots, and because of the way that our secondary is shaped, where we've got some safeties. When you look at Tank can play dime, you look at Quentin Lake can play the nickel position, and so Josh's versatility is really valuable. I don't know if I had it on my bingo card of him, you know, slamming somebody and then standing over him. I don't think he meant to be able to do that. But I love the way that he played, and then we'll learn from that. But Josh is all about the right kind of stuff. He's a Ram through and through, and he exclusively played safety tonight, and I thought he did a really nice job. Coach Beek and Aubrey, Mike Harris, those guys do a great job with that back end as a whole. Go ahead, Gary. 68 balls.
My colleague Ira has a question.
What'd you make of Dark West Hunter's 11-yard gain over the third quarter?
Yeah, I thought he really just ran well overall. You talking about on the 3rd and 6 run?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great run. I thought it was great removal that we were able to create. But, you know, you guys can see, and we've mentioned in the practice settings, he's got a great body lean that he runs with, and he's falling forward. He's getting guys where, you know, when they're trying to be able to get those knockback tackles, he's knocking guys back and finishing forward where what might be a 4-yard run ends up being an 8-yard or a 7-yard run. And that's been in alignment with what he showed at Auburn. He's really picked up where he left off from Auburn with us, and I thought tonight was a really positive one. I thought that was a great call by Mike on 3rd and 6 as well.
Coach, what was your thoughts on Xavier Smith's play today?
Yeah, I thought Xavier did a great job. You know, he's just getting better and better. And you look at going back to his first opportunity in a real game to return a punt last year, ends up flipping the field and making a play that, you know, we had to have to be able to win our first game last year. And he's just continued to grow as a receiver. He's got so many things that he can bring to the table, but he's a punt returner. He's a guy that can play gunner for us. I thought that was a huge 4th down catch that he made. You know, you talk about a trust throw where Stetson ends up sending that down the field on a 4th and 6. He comes away with it, and so X-Man's done an awesome job. I'm happy for him. I want to just see him continue to grow, and it's really cool to feel that's a pretty consistent theme with a lot of the guys from tonight. Okay? Thanks, guys.